So do they have an explanation why that picture of a thinly clad girl appeared on the screen of the House Parliament during the debate of a Constitution Amendment, a very serious issue, and now suddenly you have this sexy girl, up in the screen.
Popping up on the screen. Yeah, no explanation yet. They have appointed a fact-finding committee.
Wow.
Well, that's a very familiar movement.
Yeah.
When anything like this happens, they will set up a fact-finding
But
committee.
I understand that some MP has already confessed that it's from his mobile phone or whatever.
Yes, the son of Banyat Bhattacharn, the former Democrat leader, this young Bhattacharn, he has confessed that he was looking at his mobile phone during the House meeting, and he was looking at something that was forwarded to him by his friend, and it happened to be like a nude picture.
But it's on his mobile phone.
His mobile phone. He said that he was checking what his friend was sending him. He admitted that that was not a good behavior during the House debate, and he said he was sorry. I think it was good news, because when people were looking at that mobile, at their own mobile phones in parliamentary debate, we have less protest, annoying protest.
Things that keep them busy.
Right, but bad news is that only the young people in parliament were doing this. The older people, they still
Fight and argue.
They don't even use the tablets as the tools to help them give them information during the debate. So very few people were utilizing the gadgets during the debate.
The tablets? No?
Right, tablets or the iPhone.
Talking about tablets, what's the latest on tablets for our children? That China is supposed to have signed an MOU with the ICT ministry.
Right, we got some exclusive information on that. Today, we have learned that the deal is really close to collapse.
Really? After all the hoopla about, all the big deal that China has finally agreed to help, and that the government of China is in fact backing the whole deal.
Well, maybe collapse is not in that political term, but it's a real mess, actually, because
what's the problem?
The Thai side is claiming that the Chinese company, we call it Scope in short, this company's Scope were allegedly flip-flopping on the details of the contract, so much so that the Thai side is very reluctant to sign the contract. So and we have learned again that it will take at least 60 days for the first after this contract was signed. It will need 60 days
for delivery for the first batch,
and only 2,000 tablets.
Wow, they were talking about 1 million.
Right, and then the contract that has not been signed yet stipulate that within 90 days the Chinese company will have to deliver all the 900,000 tablets to the Thai side. So it's a real mess, and the people we talked to say that if this is not an election promise, it would have been collapsed already. They have to fight on, they have to keep it on going on, because this is a political promise of the Pheu Thai party, and they have to try their best to
the party
to make it
can
successful.
always say that the Chinese side was not cooperating enough, and that we are working hard to make sure the country does not is not in a position that is taken advantage of by the supplier of the tablets.
This is we have to emphasize that this information would be published on the Nation.
The detail
tomorrow. The detail, but we have learned from the Thai side accusing the Chinese of flip-flopping on the conditions. For example, some guarantee or post-sale service that is not very like initially agreed upon by both sides.
But then the education ministry would have to explain to the Pathom One children why they are not getting their tablets as promised.
Right.
So the children will now have to be told what's wrong with the Chinese, not keeping the promise, and why are they being deprived of the first tablet in their life. I think that is more significant than the Chinese not living up to its promise. The Thai children wanting to know why they are not getting their first tablets in their life. Election promise is an election promise. They must deliver. If the Chinese don't deliver, at least the government must deliver. I think that will become a political issue.